Lori Harvey has just dropped an explosive bombshell that's shaking Hollywood to its core. For years, she has kept quiet about her personal life, despite being at the center of countless headlines. But now, she's breaking her silence, and her claims are nothing short of shocking. Lori is accusing her father, Steve Harvey, of selling her into a controversial relationship with none other than Diddy. Yes, the same Diddy whose name has been tied to numerous allegations and scandals. The question on everyone's mind is, could one of America's most respected family men, Steve Harvey, really have orchestrated this? Lori alleges that her relationship with Diddy was less about love and more about control, power, and manipulation. If true, this changes everything we thought we knew about Hollywood's elite and the Harvey family.
All right, Jen is with me now to talk about another story making headlines today.
Yeah, so this one is actually sparked by these pictures. That's 49-year-old P. Diddy with his hand on his girlfriend's belly. Now that is 22-year-old Lori Harvey. They're in Cabo. She's, of course, talk show host Steve Harvey's stepdaughter. People are talking about maybe she could be pregnant. You know, he's rubbing her belly a little bit, but...
She's put up some Instagrams, I think, that show some clues. Sushi, right? Sushi, a bad thing for pregnancy.
It could go either way. But then also she posted this picture of green juice, which, you know, why would you want a flatter tummy if you really can't avoid it because you're carrying a child?
Ooh, this is conflicting evidence. Okay. Lori was once actually linked to Diddy's son, Justin.
Okay.
Okay, so they were together and then engaged a couple years ago to a Dutch soccer player. She told Carissa Thompson about how he popped the question.
We were in Malibu. I remember the
Were you
time. It was
freaking out?
11:30. I thought it was a joke, and then he went in his pocket and I started shaking.
They split up later on that year. Tori and Sean were actually spotted with her dad, Steve, on a boat in Italy earlier on this summer.
That's all. Well, then that's it. He's given the blessing. They're together.
Gave his
It's a beautiful
approval.
thing, right? Steve once gave us a little dating advice.
This is what I told this boy who came to take my daughter out. I said, listen to me, son. Whatever you do to her, I'm going to do to you. Now go and have a nice time.
That's graphic.
Many dads have used that line before.
What can I do to be happy?
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing?
I'm very much in a space right now where I'm not doing anything that's going to compromise my peace and happiness.
In this video, we're diving deep into Lori's revelations, the shocking allegations against both Diddy and Steve, and the public and celebrity reactions to this unfolding drama. What's really happening behind closed doors? How does this scandal fit into a larger narrative about power and exploitation in the entertainment industry? Stay tuned, because we're unraveling all the layers of this jaw-dropping story. By the end, you'll have the full picture, and it's one you won't forget anytime soon.
Now, so many things get written about you in the press, but I've always wanted to know, what is like the biggest misconception about who Lori Harvey is?
It's so funny because I'm so quiet.
Yeah.
There's been so many stories that have been made up about me. I've heard I've dated a father and son before.
Not true?
Absolutely not true.
Lori Harvey's explosive revelation, unmasking the truth. Lori Harvey has sent shockwaves through the entertainment world with her explosive revelations about her relationship with Diddy and her father, Steve Harvey's alleged involvement. For years, Lori maintained a carefully curated public image, but recent events appear to have pushed her to a breaking point. Her claims have turned a high-profile romance into a scandal laden with allegations of control and betrayal. The tipping point? Speculation suggests that growing frustrations over lingering rumors and public misconceptions drove her to speak out, finally revealing what she says is the real story behind her relationship with Diddy.
Heard I've dated a father and son before.
Not true?
Absolutely not true.
Lori accuses Steve Harvey of orchestrating her controversial relationship with Diddy, suggesting that it was less about love and more about personal or professional motives. She alleges that her father, who has long been seen as a beacon of family values, prioritized career connections and financial benefits over her autonomy. These allegations, if true, cast a shadow on Steve's reputation and challenge the Harvey family's wholesome image. The nature of these claims has fueled a firestorm of speculation and debate, raising questions about the extent of Steve Harvey's involvement in his daughter's personal life.
Hey, there's Lori Harvey, you know, Steve Harvey's 22-year-old stepdaughter, in New York looking super happy. And there's Diddy looking, nervous.
So this is fueling the dating rumors that have been going on for a few weeks now.
Yeah, they've been hanging out. Saw her getting out of Diddy's car last week at Nobu, but Diddy's people say she's just a family friend.
Matchy.
They're matching outfits.
Matching outfits?
Matching outfits.
Yeah, but if anything, that dispels dating rumors. Can't see Diddy knowingly doing that. But if this is a real thing...
His father-in-law would be Steve Harvey? That is weird.
Survey says... Oh, we haven't gotten to the weird part yet.
She was previously linked to his oldest son, Justin.
Wait, and hold the phone too.
She dated his son and then she went for daddy.
Does she call him Diddy or Daddy?
Daddy Diddy.
Damn, Diddy.
This is a massive age difference.
That doesn't bother me.
That doesn't bother me at all.
I don't care about the age difference. I care about the fact that that's my son's ex.
But we've also seen this where you date a girl and then you date their mom.
Yeah, that happens a lot. In porn, wouldn't call it dating. Anyway.
It's weird because that's the way you think.
Can you imagine dating your mother's ex-boyfriend?
Well, he'd be like 115.
Ah, a younger man.
Have a fun night, kids. But have her back by 11. Sport?
Steve Harvey lays down the law in a blistering memo that has just been leaked, telling his staff at times not to approach him or even speak to him.
The memo lit up social media, and a lot of people jumped to the conclusion that Steve was on some kind of power trip. So, what was really going through his mind? I found out when I talked to Steve exclusively by phone today.
So, Steve, what happened with the memo?
I wrote it at the beginning of the year because I was trying to find out ways that I could just get more me time for me. I'm a 60-year-old man, and I could not find a way to walk from the stage to my dressing room, to sit in my makeup chair, to walk from my dressing room to the stage, or to just sit and have lunch without somebody just walking in.
Steve Harvey spoke to us exclusively this morning from Chicago, where his talk show is wrapping up its last day of production before its move to LA. In a startling memo to staffers that just leaked, Harvey wrote, quote, "There will be no meetings in my dressing room, no stopping by or popping in. No one. Do not come to my dressing room unless invited. Do not open my dressing room door." It goes on. "If you open my door, expect to be removed. My security team will stop everyone from standing at my door who have the intent to see or speak to me." Steve told me he sent the memo because some staffers were taking advantage of his open door policy.
I'm in the hallway, I'm getting ambushed by people with friends that come to the show and having me sign this and do this. I just said, wait a minute.
So, who leaked the memo? Well, Steve has some suspicions.
You know, it's the end of the season. Everybody knows the show is moving to Los Angeles. A couple of people are not happy with that. They're disgruntled. So why would you wait until the end of the season to report something that I gave you back in August? And it was just simply asking everybody to honor and respect that. Look, man, anybody, if you come out your house, you don't want nobody on your porch waiting on you. You walk to your car, you don't want people bothering you on the way to the car. Everybody wants the freedom to be able to move around. I just didn't want to be in this prison anymore where I had to stay in this one little room, scared to go out and take a breath of fresh air without somebody approaching me. So I wrote the letter, man. I don't apologize about the letter, but it's kind of crazy the way people took this thing and ran, man. I appreciate you asking me.
The public's reaction has been a mix of shock, disbelief, and outrage. Lori's revelations have shattered perceptions of a seemingly close-knit family and sparked a deeper conversation about power dynamics in Hollywood. This isn't just a story about a father, a daughter, and a romance. It's a narrative that unearths uncomfortable truths about control and exploitation. By choosing to speak out, Lori has shifted the lens from her high-profile relationship to a broader dialogue about betrayal and the sacrifices made in the name of success.
And no, I wasn't taped doing any debauchery or whatever you're implying. Can we move on from this?
Okay, you want to move on? Okay, cool. But before I move on, if you wasn't involved in doing that stuff, then, you know, maybe your daughter, Lori, might have been involved in that because, you know, before she was dating Diddy and one of Diddy's sons, so you think she might have been involved and she could be implicated on some of those things, these freak-off parties?
First, let's get one thing straight. My daughter is a grown woman, and her business is her business. Second, I don't appreciate you trying to drag her into this mess. She's smart, she's tough, and she makes her own choices. She also has more sense than to get involved in anything illegal or inappropriate. So please, leave her out of this and stick to the facts. I understand that people are interested in what's going on, but my family is off limits, man. That's a line you don't cross. I'm protective of my family because that's what family does.
Diddy's alleged role, patterns of control, and exploitation. Diddy's name has often been associated with controversy, but Lori Harvey's allegations add a new layer of complexity to his public image. Lori's claims align with accusations from others who have spoken out about Diddy's alleged pattern of manipulation and coercion. For years, former partners like Cassie and Aubrey O'Day have detailed their experiences of control and intimidation, painting a troubling picture of Diddy's relationships. Lori's story seems to follow this narrative, raising questions about the motives and power dynamics at play in her relationship with the music mogul. Lori's allegations suggest that her relationship with Diddy was not entirely consensual in the sense of autonomy and free choice. She accuses Diddy of leveraging his influence and industry connections to gain control over her, using his power to create a dynamic where she felt trapped. Speculation abounds about why Diddy might have pursued Lori and whether there was more to the relationship than meets the eye. Critics suggest that this is part of a broader pattern where Diddy allegedly seeks to dominate those in his orbit. Steve Harvey under fire, a father's role question. Steve Harvey, known for his advice on love and family, finds himself at the center of controversy as his daughter accuses him of orchestrating her relationship with Diddy. For years, Steve has cultivated a public persona as a devoted family man, but Lori's allegations have shaken this image to its core. Fans are now questioning whether the values he espouses align with his actions, particularly regarding his daughter's well-being. According to Lori, Steve facilitated her relationship with Diddy for personal or professional gain, suggesting that the arrangement was part of a larger strategy to solidify his position in Hollywood's elite circles. Steve's long-standing ties to influential figures like Diddy have raised eyebrows, with critics speculating about the extent of his involvement. Was he simply trying to help Lori navigate the complexities of fame, or was there a more calculated motive behind his actions? These questions have sparked intense debate among fans and industry insiders alike.
Joining me now, Brian Claypool, a criminal defense attorney. So, Brian, what Matt was just talking about, these so-called freak-offs, these were no secret. So he'd been openly bragging about these wild parties. You know, there's like sex parties, and it looks like, you know, there were probably lots of other things going on there too. But he was bragging about this for, what, a couple of decades. Watch.
This is what you need to do. Women, beautiful women. We need alcohols.
Right.
Alcohols.
Right. Not just one alcohol.
Alcohols.
Right, just a different blend. You need the ladies, you need the booze.
Right. Gotta keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Brian, that was creepy, but what took the Fed so long to do something?
Hey, Laura, always great to be with you. Yeah, I think it's I'm in LA, it's the Hollywood celebrity path to justice, where we simply look at a clip like that and we laugh and giggle about, oh, let's get alcohol, let's get drugs, let's get all these ladies at a party. You know, for years, P. Diddy's gotten a hall pass. He's actually created his own kingdom where he makes his own rules, and you got to follow his rules or you get penalized. And guess what, Laura? He's now in a federal penitentiary, and for the first time in his life, he's facing his own fate at the hands of somebody else. And I will tell you, Laura, I've done federal cases, that's not the place you want to be in federal court. 90% of federal criminal indictments brought down are pled out, right? A plea deal is brought. And of the only 10% left, 90% of those defendants that go to trial, they lose. So he is looking at a daunting uphill battle to fight these horrible charges.
Now, Brian, one of the DHS agents involved in this raid on his Miami mansion described what he saw inside the house, saying that
the fallout, public, and industry reactions. The revelations have ignited a social media storm, with hashtags like #LoriSpeaks and #SteveHarveyUnderFire trending for days. Fans and critics alike have taken to platforms like Twitter and Instagram to share their thoughts, dissecting every detail of Lori's accusations. While some have applauded Lori for her bravery in speaking out, others remain skeptical, questioning her timing or motivations. This polarization has only added to the media frenzy surrounding the story. Hollywood's reckoning, what Lori's story exposes. Lori Harvey's story is not just about personal betrayal, it's a microcosm of the systemic issues that plague the entertainment industry. Her allegations highlight how power and influence can be used to exploit individuals, particularly women, within Hollywood's elite circles. This isn't the first time such claims have surfaced, but Lori's revelations have reignited a conversation that many hoped would lead to lasting change.
A staggering years-long fall from grace for the man once known as hip-hop's wealthiest mogul. His business empire estimated at $1 billion by Forbes just 2 years ago. now held without bond in a Brooklyn jail cell at the center of lawsuits, raids on his home, and now a scathing federal indictment. So how did one of the world's richest and most well-known rappers, known for a lifestyle of excess with yachts, private jets, sports cars, fur coats, and women, end up trading in his $50 million Miami mansion for a prison jumpsuit and a bunk with crypto fraudster Sam Bankman-Fried? It was one of those women coming forward with explosive allegations who brought it all crashing down. On November 16th, 2023, R&B singer Cassie Ventura filing a bombshell lawsuit. With accusations so salacious, it was emblazoned with a trigger warning on the first page.
Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, accused of rape, sex trafficking by his ex-girlfriend.
Describing the music mogul as a vicious, cruel, and controlling man. The singer Cassie says the incidents occurred throughout her 10-year relationship with Combs.
Cassie saying she was subject to savage beatings set off by Diddy's uncontrollable rage. The lawsuit claiming he plied her with drugs and forced her to have days-long sex sessions with male sex workers, a practice the suit says Diddy dubbed freak-offs, language now echoed by the federal indictment against him. Combs vehemently denying the accusations, then settling the suit the very next day.
Surgery. I'm not insecure because I would have got plastic surgery. So their argument of Maya's fucking insecure, that's why she needs to fucking massage her ego, fails because you turn around and ask them, what women do you know who hasn't had plastic surgery around you? All of them have. I'm the only one who didn't, which already proves the fact it's not insecurity. Because if I was insecure, I would have done that 100 times over. Even when I met Jay-Z and I signed to Rock Nation, the first thing he told me to do is get plastic surgery. And I didn't. Because it's okay. Guess what? I'm 50. And I'm totally fine with the fact I am, because, yeah, I fucking took off when I was 30. Because it took 10 more fucking years than any other because I was.
All of this suggests that Jay-Z is clearly into them young. As Kendrick Lamar will call it, Jay-Z seems to be a certified pedophile. Add this with his close relationship to Diddy, who has also been accused of going after them young. These allegations don't seem far-fetched at all. Think about it. There was no way that Jay-Z didn't know what was going on at these parties.
That's what I'm saying. Look at them two right there.
As the story continues to unfold, it raises important questions about accountability and reform. Could Lori's revelations inspire other victims to come forward? Will this lead to meaningful changes in how Hollywood addresses power dynamics and exploitation? While the answers remain uncertain, one thing is clear: Lori's story has the potential to be a catalyst for change, forcing the entertainment industry to confront its long-standing issues and demand better from its most powerful figures. And that wraps up our deep dive into Lori Harvey's shocking accusations against her father, Steve Harvey, and Diddy. From allegations of betrayal and manipulation to the ripple effects across Hollywood, this story has left us questioning the glossy images of fame and family values. What do you think? Is this a turning point for accountability in the industry or just another scandal? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring you the stories that matter. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.